Static routing is a method of manually configuring network routers to determine the paths that data packets should take to reach their destination. In static routing, routes are manually entered into the router's routing table by a network administrator. Here's how static routing works. 1. Routing table. Each router maintains a routing table, which is a list of available routes to different network destinations. The routing table contains information about the network addresses, next hop routers, and interface through which the router should send the data packets. 2. Manual configuration. In static routing, the network administrator manually configures the routing table by entering specific routes. Each route consists of a destination network address and the next hop router address. 3. Determining the next hop. When a data packet arrives at a router, the router checks the destination address and compares it to the entries in its routing table. If the router finds a match, it uses the corresponding next hop router address to forward the packet. The router repeats this process for each subsequent router until the packet reaches its final destination. 4. Fixed paths. In static routing, the paths that data packets take are predetermined and do not change dynamically. Once the routes are configured, they remain unchanged unless manually modified by the network administrator. This makes static routing less adaptable to changes in the network topology. Static routing offers several advantages. A. Simplicity. Static routing is straightforward to configure and manage since routes are manually entered. It is an ideal choice for small networks or networks with simple requirements. B. Low overhead. Static routing consumes fewer network resources compared to dynamic routing protocols. There is no need for routers to exchange routing information, reducing network traffic and processing overhead. C. Security. Static routes are less susceptible to certain types of network attacks, such as route poisoning or spoofing, which can occur in dynamic routing protocols. However, static routing has limitations. A. Lack of adaptability. Static routes do not automatically adjust to changes in the network, such as link failures or network congestion. The network administrator must manually update the routing table to reflect any changes in the network topology. B. Scalability. Static routing becomes less practical as the network size and complexity increase. It can be time-consuming and error-prone to manually configure routes for large networks. In summary, static routing is a simple method of configuring routers to determine the paths that data packets should take. It is best suited for small networks or networks with simple requirements. However, for larger and more dynamic networks, dynamic routing protocols are often preferred.